Kusi, explain why some people in Kenya find it difficult to worship God. We said some people have a lot of wealth. And because you have been told to explain, you have to explain. Don't say wealth. There were some students who were saying wealth. Therefore, they see no need to worship God. Other people live in abject poverty. So you lose hope. You find that you feel like God is not helping you. You lose hope. Also, you are discouraged because of some bad examples. You have poor role models. Most people nowadays are finding it difficult to worship God because of modern technology. And you explain. Because modern technology, a lot of it provides solutions to many problems. So you find that you don't want to worship God so that you can find solutions. It provides most of the solutions to many problems. Also, due to constant conflicts in churches. Yes. Actually, when you become a leader of the church, ensure that there are minimal what? Conflicts. You ensure in your church, because most of you will be pastors, you ensure that today, yes, you say anything that you say with your mouth goes to God's ears. Yes? You might be saying here to please your friends, you think you won't be. I might find you already there. And I'll even tell you, I told him, C.R.E, I'll be very happy to come we do the work of God. So what I'm saying is, you ensure that if you are the leader of the church, you are the pastor, today you go meet the women, yes, in the women group, so that you sort out the issue. You ensure you know what is going on. You go, where there are many conflicts is the women's group, choir, yes, choir has a lot of issues. You ensure also the children, they are called Sunday school, yes. You ensure also you're in touch with what they are doing. All the groups, we have the CMA in the church that I go to. You also go there, you see what they are doing. To ensure that if there are no conflicts in those groups, the whole church will not have what? Conflicts. Also, you go even to the society, when you're going to pray them in the society, you're going to someone's funeral, to someone's burial. You know, everyone, even from other churches, are going to come to the funeral. You ensure that you endorse unity, right? You endorse unity, people coming together. That streams back to your church. People will come there. Also, another reason why most people are not worshiping is due to they have no faith. They have no faith in God because they have no knowledge of God. Others give up on worshiping because their needs are not met. You go to church because there's something you need. And then when your needs are not met, you leave the what? The church. Others believe in other forces. They believe in witchcraft. Most in our community, if not all of us, believe in what? Witchcraft. So they go to witchcraft instead of going to church. So they believe in other forces like witchcraft or devil worship. Others fear to be mocked by friends. This is actually applies to you. How many times have you gone there to pray? And you have a good song to sing and present in front, and it's a Christian song. Or you want to be playing an instrument there in the church. And you're scared of your friend here telling you, hey man, you started worshiping. You started. Or a very good example. A very good one. I saw it when I was on duty. During entertainment. You choose not to go there to come for what? For prayers. And then when you're going like this, you meet your friend. You're not going dancing. You are the devil. Yes. Why are you discouraging each other? See, that is what you want, right? Let the other person choose what they. Why are you trying? You should always influence people positively. You influence, and you let people make their own what? Choice. So don't do that. I saw that. So because you're fearing to be mocked, and most of you are doing that because they are fearing to be mocked. They want to be here, but they go there because they are fearing to be what? Mocked. Others because of ethnic discrimination. You find that people from your tribe, yes, are not worshiping, and then one day you decide to go and worship God. Now the discrimination. If you start worshiping God, then you're discriminated by the people from your tribe. Hostility. You cannot worship because of hostility. That's basically insecurity. There's a lot of it. I remember there's a time, especially in countries whereby Islam is endorsed. To worship is a different case. If you go to Qatar, even people meet in a church in an enclosed area, yes? Because on Friday it's just like, to them it's just like Sunday. On Friday there's no working. You go to the what? To the mosque. All those, you ask the wrong questions about the places that you want to go. You should ask what do they do? Their weekends or not. That's day. On Friday they are supposed to go what? To worship. So in those countries, you find there are no churches. Actually they just look for a room and they tell each other, can we go and do what? And worship there. There are many mosques because those countries, they are Islam what? Oriented. Another is job commitment. Job commitment. There are jobs that you cannot get, not be off on Sunday. Like which job? You find that you're not worshiping God because you're committed at work. When you become a doctor or a nurse, you're supposed to work all through, right? A policeman. You work even on a what? On a Sunday. Any other job that you know. So you dare not worship God. You are there full time. Watchman. Yes, watchman. You are there full time. Yes, you dare not to go to church. Also, permissiveness in the society. Permissiveness in the society is too much freedom in the society. Whereby, if I see you are a young child, let's say when you're in grade 3. It's on Sunday, you've not gone to worship anywhere. You're just playing, yes? Or you're watching TV. I can tell, as an elder, I cannot tell you, why are you not in church? Can we go together to church, we go worship? You cannot tell someone's son class. You'll start asking, if today in school here, I wake you up when you're sleeping, you say, you don't pay my school fees. What will you tell you that person who's telling you go to church? You'll abuse them. Yes. Because here is, you know me, I'm a teacher. And I'm employed here by the government. And I'm telling you, please don't sleep in class. Wake up, don't do this. And you say, I'm not the one who's paying your what? Your school fees. If someone corrects you outside there, you're going to abuse them. So because of there's too much freedom in the society, that is why most of the people also don't go to church, because people don't care. We go to question 3. Identify 7 characteristics of Canaanite religion. It is nature. It goes according to the forces of nature. When there's summer, winter, it is controlled by that. If you talk about it's a nature religion or cyclic or cosmic, it's just the same thing. It's supposed to be one point. It comprises of many gods, or you can say it is polytheistic. It means that there is no one God like Yahweh, the way we have Yahweh. There are many gods. And then it has a chief god, El. They have a superior god who's called El. They worship on mountaintops. They also have idols which represent each god. They have idols which represent each god. And then they practice temple prostitution. This is whereby if you're not able to get children, you go together with your husband or a different person to that where they worship, and then you continue your prostitution there so that you can get children. Also, they offer human sacrifices. They have festivals to celebrate their gods or to honor their gods. Each of them each god has a prophet or a prophetess. You can add other characteristics of the Canaanite religion. Question 3b, state the challenges faced by Elijah during his prophetic ministry in Israel. Challenges. I found out that you have a challenge in understanding some of the words. What is the meaning of a challenge? Yes, basically, it's like a problem that Elijah encountered in his prophetic mission. Number 1, he had to defend his faith. Defending his faith. It's the same as saying that he needed to prove that Yahweh is the true God. He was also, King Ahab called him a troublemaker. Then I give you, King Ahab called him a troublemaker. Had to convince people to worship Yahweh. Also another challenge, he feared, or he was scared because of pronouncing drought. He lived in fear because he pronounced a drought. How long was the drought? Yes, very good, 3.5. That's why you did so well. Another challenge is he had to flee. Flee is whereby some of you are telling me he had to run away. No, that's flee. He had to flee because prophets were being killed. Prophets of Yahweh were being killed. He had to flee also he had to flee after the killing of prophets of Baal. Remember after he won in the contest, he had to flee after killing the prophets of Baal. Another challenge, Jezebel threatened to kill him. He wished to die. Why he wished to die is because he was very lonely. He felt discouraged. People are not worshipping. He wished to die. He was very lonely. We said that other prophets were being killed. Or another challenge is he had to fight Baalism, then it was a state religion. He had to fight Baalism. Also another challenge, many prophets of Baal. There were many prophets of Baal in Israel. Question 3c, give 7 ways in which Christians fight corruption in Kenya today. Fighting corruption. What is corruption? You do very well in your English. So tell me what is corruption in English. I know it in Swahili. What is corruption? Bribery is corruption. Yes, very good. It is misuse of power, right? Misuse of power is corruption. Where you give or receive. The one who's receiving or giving bribe is what? Corruption. Also, discrimination, whether based on gender or ethnicity, is still what? Corruption. So, as a Christian, how can you fight corruption? Number 1, you condemn the unjust. Those who are practicing unjust or unfairness, you condemn them. So you condemn all the injustice and unjust practices in the society. So you condemn all unjust practices. You pray. You pray for the corrupt to change. You pray for them to change. Actually, most of you talked about this point. You pray for the corrupt to change. You enact laws. It's whereby you advocate so that the government, there are laws which are put forth against corruption. So you advocate so that they can be enacted, enact laws. You act as a role model. That means that you're not going to give bribe or receive bribe. And I told you at this level there is also bribe. You don't have to wait until you go to what is it called?